Hello, in this video we'll see how to install the Linux connector that will give users access to resources published through cloud security. Let's get started. Once we've downloaded the ISO of our Linux operating system, in this case I'm going to use Ubuntu, we'll create a virtual machine in SXE. We select that it's a Linux system, and in this case it's a 64-bit Ubuntu. Click Next, select the hard drive, allocate enough RAM and hard drive space for the machine to function, and assign it to a network adapter. In this case, I've created a specific zone in my lab's firewall, CS connector, which is also assigned to VLAN, and internally, I have to make sure that traffic from that zone to the rest of the zones where users will have access is allowed. In the same way, the connector must have internet access via HTTPS, port 443, and for WireGuard connections, ports ranging from 40,000 to 44,000. All right, once we have Ubuntu installed, we'll connect through SSH, which I prefer over direct management from SXE. And once we've connected, we'll proceed with the installation. The installation is quite straightforward. I'll log in here with my user and password, the details it asked for during installation, which we skipped quickly. For the installation of the agent or connector, we log into our Cloud Secure Edge console and move to the section. Let's wait for it to load. We move to the network section, and here we are going to create a new connector. We give it a name. We can have up to 100 connectors for each Cloud Secure Edge instance, whether firewalls or Windows or Linux environments, which is what we're going to do. That's the limit. These are the commands, just 3 simple steps. Download the file containing the full installation and zip it. As you can see, the process is practically copy and paste. We enter the folder, and finally we'll run a connection test to specifically check the ports issue I mentioned earlier. Whether it's possible or not for the system to make the connection against them, we'll paste this, and it shows here that the TCP connection to port square 3 was correctly established. Here we are going to record the variables, and finally, now when we run the installer, it will obviously ask me for credentials again, and the process is automatic. We don't have to do absolutely anything. We have a repository where the system saves the logs, as you can see. And once it's finished, notice that at the bottom of the screen, it shows the line in a mustard color. And now we have it in green, which means that the connector has established the connection with Banyan, and it's now working. What we have to do, the first thing we need to do, is edit this, because by default, it's publishing all the routing, all the private IP networks, which are the only ones we can display. We are going to publish only one of them and reference a service tunnel to this new connector. To show you how it's functioning, we'll give it any name. We add the network. In this case, it's not the firewall, but the Ubuntu connector. And we go to the bottom where we have the policies of who can access. I'm making it easy here. All users can connect. And now we have it ready. Let's bring over the CSE application and refresh. With that refresh, it will then show the Ubuntu connector. Before connecting, let's open a host that's in that IP address range. CP is approximately 72.16.254.1, and you'll see it's not responding. Let's launch and establish the connection with the tunnel. And once it's connected, we'll see that if we refresh the page, it appears here and we have access through the tunnel, so it is now working perfectly. That's what I had to show you today. Thank you as always for your attention, and see you next time.